Hi, my name's Sarah Ruda, and I focus on getting people outdoors to help build your self-confidence. So what does that mean to you? To me, being outdoors is a way to regroup, refresh, and reconnect to help you make the most of it. So let's start with a question, okay? When you go outside to leave for work or pick up the kids or whatever it is, how often do you notice your surroundings? How often do you look around and see what's out there, right? Do you happen to notice if there are any trees or new flowers blooming or even the clouds in the sky? Just these little details. Now, we all notice that something is around us, an object of some sort, or maybe a new vehicle parked a little ways away, but you don't look at the small details. And let's take a tree for example, right? So when we look at a tree, you see the brown with green on top, right? Generic standard tree. When we get closer, you start to notice the branches and the leaves, a little bit more detail as you get closer. And when we stop to actually really take a look at it, we notice the bark on the trees, the details in the bark, and the veins in the leaves. Now, how many of you have actually done this? Taken the time to stop and appreciate the small details of stuff that we take for granted every day, And I live in Northwest Kansas, so trees tend to be few and far between. I'm out here at the lake right now, and these trees have been around forever. So I do like to just stop and look around, and even just the separate blades of grass, right? So when we do this, when we get up super close and notice all the little details that make up the bigger picture, this is just like our lives and just like the goals that we set. You begin to see everything that makes it whole, right? All of these small details lead up to a bigger picture, right? All the triumph and defeat. You can see the scarring on trees from weathering the storms, whether they've lost branches or bark is missing. And each branch on there symbolizes growth that we have in our lives, right? It's growth. Every time, every spring, they get good water, they make new branches to put new leaves out there. Every time that we challenge ourselves or step outside of our comfort zone, we are adding branches to our own tree. And the more we do this, the more opportunities that we get. We get to expand our horizons. And we do this by taking chances. Growth comes from taking chances, right? And using every situation that we are in, good or bad, as an opportunity to grow and to learn. If we don't do that, we stay in the same spot we've always been in, right? Now, let me ask you another question. You can comment below, like, heart, angry face, whatever you want to do. Why is something your goal? What made you decide to have that as a goal? Because it's something we've never done before, right? Something that we have yet to achieve. Something that looks like an opportunity for us. Now, how do we go about doing this? We set these goals when we are in our comfort zone. We're surrounded by goals we've already met, and we are using our resources and our skills that we have already mastered. Okay? And that's where you want to set your goals, because you want to see where you're at to where you want to be. Right? That's the perfect place to do it. We're in our comfort zone. We can sit there, we can think clearly, but We can't grow if we stay there. To get something you've never had, you need to do something you've never done. So think about that for a minute, right? What are these things that you want? Whether it's to build your business, learn a new skill, try a new activity. We want to learn it because we don't know it yet. And to be able to learn and excel at anything, we have to step outside of our comfort zone and push ourselves to be better than we are right now. Okay? And if you're trying to pitch something, or if you're trying to get somebody to work with you, what's the worst thing that can happen? They say no? Oh, okay. I can't even tell you how many times I've heard that. But what do we do with that no is what will separate you from everybody else, right? We don't just tuck our tail and run away, right? You say thank you for your consideration. You go home and you look at what you can do better for next time. Improve on what you do, tweak it, come back and try again, right? Failure, what do they say? Failure is the first attempt in learning. And you have to make the most of that, because every time you try something, it is an opportunity to learn and to become your better self. We all have to start somewhere. Everybody starts somewhere. Okay? Even the biggest business moguls and gurus, they started from the beginning. They had to learn from their mistakes, learn from the no's, and learn from failure. We all have it. It's how you deal with it and how you use it to get better. So I have a pretty good example, and I was fortunate. I started in public speaking when I was in high school on the speech and debate team, and I was doing my speech on wind power. Works good. I lived in Nebraska at the time. It's always windy. And so there's like 30 or 40 people sitting in this room with the judge. And I've got my speech memorized. I've done this so many times before. And I'm halfway through the competition season. So I've done this speech over and over and over again. And I got it tweaked. I got my voice inflections just right to make it as persuasive as possible, right? No one was gonna go against what I had to say. And so I'm in my business suit, and I walk up there in front of all these people and the judge, and I go blank. This speech that I'm so comfortable with, I go blank. And I'm just standing there with this crazy perplexed look on my face. And I'm just standing there, and it's dead silent, and everybody's just staring at me like, is this her first time? What's going on? And at that moment, I had a decision to make. Do I run away? Just get off and go leave? Just leave the building, leave the county, just whatever. Just get out of there. Or do I ask for a restart? Because sometimes, depending on how far in, they will let you restart and regroup. Or do I use this opportunity and make the best out of it? If anything, it's a practice run on my speech, which I obviously needed. So I chose to use that silence as a moment of reflection for my speech. And I stood there and I regrouped. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just say something, and then I'll pick up the first spot I remember, and I'll go from there. At least it's a good practice in improv. And so what I said was, I just wanted to give the audience the chance to reflect on how reliant we are on electricity and modern amenities. Then I gave them a few more seconds to reflect on it while I was trying to gather myself. And then I continued on. I was able to settle in and give my speech. Not my best performance, obviously, but facing my fears and doing what I knew I needed to do in that moment helped me eventually get to the state competition. And that situation was so crazy for me because I have always been just bam, I've got it written and I can do it and get it done. And I had this situation that really challenged me, and it was up to me to make the most of it or to let it slide by. I think I got 5th or 6th in that competition. I can't remember. But that's just one of the many branches on my tree of growth. That's just one of them. And there's always going to be chances to add more. You will always have an opportunity, right? Every speech given, word written, pitch made, every time that you try a new activity is an opportunity to become even better than you were before. And we won't get better unless we put ourselves into these situations. When you're faced with this kind of adversity, you need to step up and use it. And even if you fail or don't do as good as you thought that you would, you are growing, whether you think so or not. Okay? Which, we are all obviously pushing ourselves to be as good as possible and to be as successful as possible and to help as many people as possible, right? But we don't want to forget to give ourselves grace, right? It's okay to fail. It's okay to hear no. It's okay to get knocked down as long as we get up and try again. Don't beat yourself up over every little thing that doesn't work out for you. When a baby is learning how to walk and they fall over, do we get on them about falling, or are we excited that they tried? This is the kind of mindset we need to have for ourselves when we are pushing ourselves to grow. No one is instantly good at anything. It takes practice. We should just be happy that we are pushing ourselves to try something new and to better ourselves. And it's important to celebrate every success that we have, no matter how small it is. I'm getting ready to try Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and anybody who knows me is either gonna laugh or be like, it's about damn time. But I'm really nervous about it, right? I gotta roll around. I have previous knee injuries, but it's gonna be fun. You have to make everything that you do fun. And that is up to you. That's your mindset. Okay? You can make anything either a chore and something miserable, or you can make the best out of it and learn as much as you can. So, I have challenges for you. I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to let you start thinking about how you can make the most out of everything that you do. Okay? So, I challenge you to take the time to sit outside and find small details in your surroundings. Even if it's a bench, there are small details in everything, right? And this reminds you that all the little things make up the big thing. Your small goals lead up to your big goal, okay? I challenge you to set 2 small goals for yourself that will branch off and help you reach a bigger goal, okay? And I challenge you to give yourself grace. And this is a lot harder than people think it is, because you think about the way that you talk to yourself all the time. It's like, oh my gosh, why did I do that? What's wrong with me? Turn stuff into a positive, okay? Nobody's perfect. Nobody will ever be perfect. What counts is the effort that you are putting into your goals. That's what matters. Celebrate your small goals, okay? You're an amazing businesswoman, an amazing person, and I cannot wait to see you succeed and thrive. Comment below if you want to talk to me more, hear more, have any questions, let me know. You guys have a great day.